Hi. Okay, so not sure what's happening with the camera, but as usual, things always have to go screwy, doesn't it? Is it something on the filters, maybe? Nope, nothing on the filters. And just like a typical, one of my videos or even streams, something has to be going on in the background. But I'm not going to focus on that stuff because I want to talk about some things. One thing in particular. So instead, camera quality is going to absolutely suck, but I couldn't care less right now because this is not a big thing happening whatsoever. So, a lot of you might be wondering, either you saw it on Twitter or you're jumping in the stream right now. Some of you guys might be wondering, one, why am I streaming possibly this late at night? Two, you're probably noticing the title of the stream and wondering, what am I wanting to talk about? And three, probably the biggest thing that I have done, I think, ever, is I've turned off live chat. I've turned off chat. And that's specifically because I don't want people to... It's not that I don't want people to talk and chat and things like that. It's more like I don't want drama to start because of something I should say or do. So I'm going to try to be as short as possible, but there are going to be times when I go on a tangent. But I'm going to try to be as brief but as detailed as I can. So, I've been having one hell of a life the past, I'd say, 3 months. Ever since pretty much April. It's been, let's just say, a roller coaster. It's been up and down, 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 up and down. And as you can probably tell, the channel has been taking the worst time that it normally does. I've had hiatuses in the past. I think one of my hiatuses lasted almost a year. I want to say it lasted roughly 9 months. With that being said, though, once again, I was in a very, very bad point in my life that warranted that hiatus. Am I back in that point? No. However, it's not like I'm not back in that same situation that I was, thank God, but I am in a situation similar to it. I've been having a stressful couple of months, and a lot of you might be wondering, couple of months? What do you mean? You've been on a hiatus for like 6 now. Yes, that's true. And while I say past couple of months, it's been slowly building, and It started just before the hiatus. And it's not the cause of the hiatus, but I ended up taking a hiatus because of it. So I'm going to talk about something that I don't like to talk about at all, but it's not a good time in my life. Time. Time is a brutal mistress that will watch over you till the end of your time. Now, I do not have a fear of time, or as it might be called, chronophobia, I believe it is called. But safe to say, when I start thinking about things like time, life, death, and everything that happens in your life up to your death, I don't like to talk about that because I get scared of it. So I'm not so much scared of time itself, more like I get scared of what happens because of it. Kind of like the fear of the dark. You aren't scared of the dark. You're scared of what's in the dark. A great example is, of course, horror video games. Probably one of the most recent ones that I can think about is, I hate to even say it out loud, but Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. There is two parts in that video game, 3 parts actually in that video game, that you are plunged into total darkness. And 2 points, you are able to flash a light so you can see what is in the darkness. Depending on where it is, you can act accordingly. One moment, however, you have no light whatsoever. You have a singular light at the end of the room that is your objective. And all you can see and hear is the floor just directly in front of you, your pitter-patter of the hands that are hitting the floor, and music. So I think that's a great representation of, you're not afraid of the dark. You're afraid of what's in the dark. So that's similar to what my sort of fear of time is. I'm not afraid of time. I'm afraid of what time affects. So a lot of you might be wondering, why am I bringing up time? Well, a lot of things happen because of time. Even as I am recording or streaming this, I'm taking up time out of my day to say this, to broadcast it to other people. Did I ever want to talk about this? No. No. You think I want to talk about the thing that makes me uneasy every time it's brought up? No. But sometimes I have to come to terms with it. And I had to do that earlier today. because ever since March of 2020, I see, I've been having difficulty, I should say. I guess I shouldn't say I've been having difficulty. My entire family has been having difficulty. And as of March of 2020, my grandfather had a small stroke. We didn't really realize what it was until it was too late. What had happened was, it was late at night and we got a phone call from, thankfully, my grandma and grandpa that lives right next door, saying my grandfather had fallen down in the bathroom. Well, their bathroom is a pretty tight area, so safe to say we ran over there as quick as we feasibly could. Safe to say, when we got that phone call, I was over there within 10 seconds and my mother within 15. Because I knew just how bad that was. And from what I understand, the next day, I was not here for that day. The next day, I guess they went out somewhere, I believe maybe to the doctor or something. And my mother noticed that as she was watching him, he was putting on his shoes. And she noticed that he was having trouble putting on his shoes. She noticed he was having trouble putting on his shoes. It just wasn't cooperating. So after he finally got his shoes tied and started walking out the door, she was helping him a little bit, staying by his side. And then suddenly his whole right side went dead. There was no strength in his leg to keep him up. And he almost fell down if it weren't for my mom right next to him. And I heard this story a couple months ago. And when I heard it, I realized that he was having a stroke right before her very eyes. And we couldn't do anything to stop it. It was happening one way or another. And it was happening right now. We didn't know it had happened the night before. We thought he might have just slipped on one of the rugs. But when they saw that the next day, we pretty much pieced it together pretty quickly. So, and after some back and forth here and there, within a few days to a week, he ended up going to a nearby hospital to pretty much keep an eye on him. Well, as we all know, about March is when COVID hit. So what should have been a week or two max of my grandpa staying in the hospital turned into about 3 months. 3 or 4 months, I believe. It was very hard for a lot of us, but eventually he was able to get out. And over the past 2 years, he's fallen a few times, but he's been home for most of the time. One time he did go back to a nursing home, or I shouldn't say go back to a nursing home. One time he did go to a nursing home, and it was they didn't treat him very well, so we ended up getting as much as we could out of there, and then we brought him back home, and he stayed home pretty far. Until today. Today we brought him to, I'm not exactly sure what it is. Part of me wants to call it assisted living because my grandma on my other side of the family lives in assisted living. But it's not quite a nursing home. It feels more like a hospital wing. But the point is, what I'm trying to get at about this is I didn't know about that until, was it last Tuesday? And I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy about it at all. And whenever I heard about it, I wanted to just leave the room, leave the building. I just wanted to go home and just go back to my life where I know I'm safe and I know my brain is in the right place. But my mom talked to me and she said that he'll be going there in less than a week. Or like a week. And we don't have a lot of time. And it really made me think. And I have to be honest, I couldn't look my grandfather in the eye for longer than 3 seconds. Because I knew knowing he could leave I wanted to be in the right head if I could look him in the eye. And the fact that I couldn't just was really unsettling. So I started to think, and I realized that time is not on our side. We can bend time, but it's always going to bend back to where it should be. it's been weird because I tried to be close to my grandfather on my dad's side, but he passed away before I really had a chance to get close to him. I got close to him, but I was young whenever he passed away. What year was it? I was probably close to 8, maybe 10. I think I was close to 8. I think it's hard. It's hard to say. So it was very hard to get to know him as an actual adult and like think like an adult. But I've gotten really close with my grandpa. And I don't want to think about losing him, but I know one day I will. And whenever I thought about time and the progression of time, I thought about that as well. And it really made me think that no matter how much time can bend to your schedule, to your will, to your motive, it's always going to come back on itself and most likely bend back away from you. As much as you want to bend time to your schedule and keep it down there as much as possible, you're trying to fight it, but eventually it's going up right back to where it's supposed to be. And it's scary, but it's true. There's a few things I don't like talking about, and time is one of them. And it's a reason that, like, you've probably noticed that over the years of the channel, there are certain things I don't like to talk about. And if I see anyone talking about those in, say, a live chat or even the comments, I'll usually step in and say, hey, I understand you want to talk about this, but this is not the place or the time. To be honest, I did that a lot on whenever I was streaming on Twitch back like 2019 or earlier, but it was weird. So to end off that little story there, my grandpa is still alive, but it's hard to say he's kicking. His entire right side is pretty much like, it's very weak. He's having to lift his right leg with his hand, with his left hand and his left arm. And when it comes to his right arm, there's no function to it whatsoever. He still talks normal and still retains his mind is still just as it was 4 years ago. Of course, you know, there are some things that's like, you know, he hasn't seen this person in a while, so he might forget what they look like, so you gotta remind him, and, oh, yeah. But he's still here, he's still kicking, sort of. And one thing for sure, he's one of the people in my life that I can definitely say that if he's not picking on you, then he must not be feeling good or something. And that's mostly where I get my little picking at people. Uh, that's why, like, whenever I'm with Uneven, you'll see me, like, jab at him and he'll jab right back. It's because when I jab at people initially, like, when I'm the first to jab at someone, that's normally because of how I was brought up. My dad, both my grandpas, my aunt. Oh my gosh. My pretty much both my uncles on my dad's side. We just picked on each other constantly. And it's weird whenever I do it with someone and they're not expecting it, because I've grown up to think about that, to see that and go, you know, oh yeah, like, it's not normal. It's normal where I'm from, but when I'm on the internet and people aren't ready for a random stranger to just start jabbing at you, it's a little bit off-putting. And I just have to remember, they're not from this area. So just, if they start being off-put, just tell them, oh, my bad. I come from a lot of people that like to jab back and forth at each other, so. So when it comes to Uneven, we're pretty good together. I jab at him, he jabs right back, and we just bounce off of each other. But it's one of those things, like with Choco. I'm scared to do it with Choco. Mostly because she's. It's hard to say with her, but like with Choco, with Zero, even Linnet, I haven't really talked to, but I can see Linnet being similar to Uneven, about like being able to bounce off each other. It's just really hard. I've talked to Lucy a few times, like on voice chat and stuff, and we were able to do it quite good, but I wasn't really jabbing at her. It was really weird. And it's hard to make fun of, whether be it friends or family or even total strangers, when I make a light jab just to test the waters and they don't have the reaction I'm expecting. So I immediately try to figure out what happened. Why are they having that reaction? Is it because of something I said, something I did, or because they're just not used to it? So that's when I try to test the waters. I'll do that with a lot of random strangers. Like, even whenever I started, like, talking to Uneven, Zero, Choco, even whenever I started with them, I was very friendly. But then over time, I started getting used to them, specifically getting close to Uneven, but also getting close to Choco as well. Zero I was also close with, but I felt more close to him because I was close to the other two. Honestly, I want to do stuff with Zero as well, but I know Zero doesn't have the time, and right now at this point in my life, neither do I. But it's not to say I don't want to talk with him and stuff. Anyway, I'm getting off track. The biggest thing is time is not on my side, and never really has it been on my side. I've bent it to my will, but to kind of show you like what I did earlier, time is standing kind of like this. And over my life, I've been able to bend it down to my schedule. But there's been times whenever it's just snapped back at me. Well, safe to say that I've bent it down to my schedule, and when it flips up, it smacks me. Instead of going past me, it smacks me. And yeah, that's bad. Not gonna lie, that's bad. So, now that we know that time is not on my side specifically, I haven't been recording stuff. I haven't been recording stuff at all. Not in the past 4 months, at least. And it's not that I haven't had the time or I haven't had the drive, as some people like to call it. There's just something always bringing me down far enough that I just don't want to think about what will happen in the future. So I guess in a sense you could say that time once again will get in the way of me recording because I'm scared of how the video will turn out. A good example of these scenarios is the Wario World Let's Play. I was having a fun time with that. But I noticed about halfway through the series that the episodes were really long and the turnout wasn't great. So it was one of those decisions that I made that I wasn't fond of, but I ended up having to do it. And a good sense in a good way to tell this after after this happens, and a good way to see this as far as time getting in the way is let's play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I love that game, but recording, editing, and the turnabout that happened in the end. Everything that I wanted to do with that game was either decent or fell flat. And I even had one moment during that game, during that Let's Play, that I had a failed recording. Therefore, I did a small stream that I basically streamed myself getting up to that point that the video had gotten corrupted. So when I did that, what had happened was I thought, you know what? I've always wanted to try this. So I tried something new. I tried something new with the series. I did a small compilation video on YouTube where I took roughly the 2 hours of stream footage and cut it all down into some decent sections and some decent clips of the stream, and kind of edit it into kind of a compilation video sort of section. And that seemed to turn out better than the actual Let's Play series. And I think it was that really brought down my mood, and what ended up turning ended up freezing the series altogether. When I saw how much work and time I put into the series, and then I messed up, well, the recording software messed up, so I ended up trying to do something different, and it ended up turning out better than the entire 7 or so episodes. I lost enough drive in that series to even continue. Do I want to pick it up again? Yeah, I do, but I don't feel like it'd be right to just continue off where I left off. Part of me says that I should start back from scratch. Hold on. Part of me really thinks that I should just start back from scratch and just see what happens. You know what I mean? It's very... I don't know. Should I stream it? I think I should. Because recording, editing, and then uploading takes a lot of time and effort. And I'd be willing to do it again if I could cut out the editing portion. And that's why I've been trying to find an editor. Is because personally, to record, get all the footage together, and then put it into an editing software is not bad, but for me, that can take up to twice the amount of recording time, specifically editing a video. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I did do that one compilation video for Link's Awakening, that was roughly a 2-hour stream. So yes, I was there for at least 3 hours. Am I sorry about it though? Am I regretting that I did it? Weirdly enough, no. I've always wanted to try compilation videos, and it's funny because honestly, I feel like I could actually do that. Part of me though wants to wait to do that stuff until I find an editor. I've been looking around, and some of them I've been like kind of keen on, but really, it's really hit or miss. I have a specific way of how my videos should go, of how specific series should go. If I have a Let's Play, that has a template that it should go. If I have a reaction series, that has a certain template it has to go. So it's hard to give someone footage and go make a video out of this without them giving it back to me once they're done, and me going, oh god, this is nothing like it. So I really don't know about that, but I've been wanting to try that again because I saw the turnout that it had, and I was really, really impressed by it. But I was also really disheartened, like I said, because the entire series did not nearly as well as that compilation video did. But that being said, I am planning on returning to that series. I don't know when, though. So, I guess I should say one more thing before I go. Of course, just like in every one of these little talks we have, or that I have, I should say, where is Purple Citizen going now? I guess you could say, the famous, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Honestly, I didn't see myself still doing this crap after a year whenever I started the channel. And whenever I started the channel, I had a completely different mindset than I did whenever I started. So, my mindset now is more grounded, I'll say. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I was a dumbass whenever I started this channel. I was a complete idiot. Whenever I started this channel, my mindset was, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. I'm gonna be just like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye. If I could go back in time, I would punch my younger self so hard I'd go flying out of that door. For those of you wondering, that the door is like 10, 15 feet from me. So, nowadays, if you talked to me a year or two ago, my response would have been like, partial job, kind of hobby. But nowadays, I have a job. And honestly, I don't see myself making money from this. And the job that I have currently, pretty good. Like, honestly, I would rather keep that job than... I would rather keep that job and have this job and have this... The only way I can call it is a hobby. Just because I love talking to you guys. I love showing you guys what I think is content. And weirdly enough, I'm okay with that. I can't say what will happen later because I've only been 2 years into this job. 1 year actually being hired. For those of you who don't know, I was during 2020 to 2021 I was a janitor, and then from 2021 to 2022 now I am a full-time janitor. So my contract didn't actually start until August of last year. So this is technically my first year of being a janitor at this job. But even at the same time, I still love my job as it is. So can I see myself doing YouTube as a job within a year? God, no. Can I see myself doing YouTube as a job in 5 years? I don't know, honestly. It'd be strange, but it wouldn't be out of left field. I have plans for the channel. And I have plans for not for the channel, for something else. I don't know what it will go to, but I do have plans. So I keep saying this every time. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what I think I should do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And what do I want to do? I'm going to give you guys what you deserve. I'm open to ideas, just like always. But there are going to be some videos that I upload that you will go, I didn't want this. Why the heck is he doing this? I didn't sign up for this. Well, I'm sorry, but I wanted to do this. Yes, a lot of times I say, while it is my channel, I do take up, recommendations and such. But there are a lot of times that I've had in the past that I wanted to talk or show something, and I couldn't because of either where the channel was standing or of where the audience was standing. I always forced myself to be family friendly because I have younger people in my family, specifically like nieces, nephews, and not grandsons and granddaughters, but like I have younger people that look up to me. So I don't want to show a video that they watch. I don't want to make a video and have them see it and be disappointed, if anything. So I always forced myself to be family friendly. I never cursed. I never showed adult content, whatever that means nowadays. But I don't know. Things are very weird for me at this moment in time. But I'm not disappointed with it. If anything, I'm more cautious with it, if that makes sense. But I still want to make you guys happy. And I've been treading water so I don't make you guys disappointed or even angry at me. But just like how I test the limits with people I meet online, I'm going to have to test the limits on my channel as well. So to any viewers that have been watching me over the past 5 years, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for sticking with me for all this time. But I will be uploading stuff that people won't like. And if you happen to look at one of the things I upload and you don't like it, the most I can say is I'm sorry. But this is something I wanted to do. So, I was looking at my About section of my channel the other night, and I noticed there were some things on there that I said I was going to do, but I never actually did. One of the biggest things was reviews. I've been getting back into watching anime recently, and there have been some series, one in particular, that I want to talk about. And I may just start talking about anime as well. Is it going to be a good review? Heck no. Heck no. But it'll be my review. So, yeah. To everyone watching right now who have watched in the past or are new in the future, hello. My name is Purple Citizen, and I hope you have enjoyed my content up until now. Thank you. It means a lot to me. I wouldn't be here with a lot of you guys. I'm up to, over 500 subscribers right now, which is not a lot, but to be perfectly honest, I'm just happy I hit triple digits. And the fact I'm up to this number just means I can go higher. So, the only thing with that is, if I can go higher with that, who's to say I can't go higher with other things? One of the biggest sayings I can definitely agree with every time in my life: quality over quantity. It doesn't matter how many videos I put out per week. If I put out a good video once a week, or even a great video once a week, that's all I want to make sure you guys are happy. Oh, and one more thing. Remember when I talked about a upload schedule being like certain things will be uploaded, certain videos will be uploaded on the same time every week? That's going in the trash. That's going in the friggin' trash. I've been trying to do that for 4 years. Since before COVID. Never worked out. And whenever I started being able to do it and started getting a consistent schedule, it would immediately fall off and break itself in half once again. So, I'm not going to be doing upload schedules. I'm not going to be doing anything like I used to. I'm going to be doing stuff the way I feel is right. I'm going to be streaming more often. I may even be recording some things again. I have a feeling that things are going to turn out a way that if I'm playing a video game, I'm going to be streaming it, and if I'm going to be recording a review, I'm going to be recording it. But who's to say? Because I haven't even started recording once again. So I guess if I'm going to be doing reviews, I should probably get myself in shape and get myself into writing scripts and stuff. There is one singular video that I recorded a script for. And it wasn't really so much a script. More bullet points. But it was the closest thing to a script I ever had. I wonder if you guys can figure out which one it was. I've closed live chat on this stream specifically for things like drama, and if I say something wrong, people might blow up. But I'm still considering the fact of leaving comments open. I might leave comments open, but if I start seeing drama in there, I will just turn comments off. So I do appreciate anyone who leaves comments in there, but if I start seeing drama, I will just turn them off. Because if there's one thing I can't take in the world, it's drama. So, with that, thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you everyone so much for coming and watching my little talk. I didn't want to talk about this stuff at all, but I wanted to let you know what's happening as to why I have a hiatus. So, instead of things just being thrown up in the air, I may actually start doing stuff in the middle of the week instead of just on the weekends, like I normally do. Thank you everyone so much for watching. My name is Purple Citizen, and I hope you all have a wonderful Independence Day for you guys in America. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Remember, time isn't on any one of our sides, especially mine. But that doesn't mean that we can't bend it to our schedule every so often. Just be careful when it snaps back, because you might get injured in the process as well. See you guys.